At the beginning there was darkness. Yeah, welcome to another crazy video. This time, yes, again Minidisc related. And as you have already seen in the title, this time I want to show you how it's a little tutorial, I want to show you how I digitize my vinyl records using Minidisc. And don't worry, I get to every single detail, and if you have any questions or suggestions or anything like this, leave a comment, And I know it's not the best way to digitize the records, or it's not the most comfortable way, and maybe there are better ways out there, but that's the way how I do it, and that's how I like it. So let's get things started. So since this is a video, I thought I wanted to give you something nice to look at, which is why I chose the only picture disc that I own. It's the picture disc version to the soundtrack Lost in Translation. And by the way, really nice soundtrack, really beautiful movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yeah, to play this record, or to play my records, I'm using this old dual 704 turntable. I know it's a really old school turntable. I think it's from the 70s or something like that. But it works for me, and I really don't have such a big record collection yet. I mean, those are basically all the records that I have, so yeah, it works for me. So this turntable is hooked up to this pretty basic, pretty standard preamp. The preamp is connected to the line in of this Minidisc recorder. In this case it's the Sony MZ-NH600. It's a high MD recorder, and this one is connected from the headphone out to my Dolby system so I can hear something. So yeah, that's the setup for this whole thing. But now let's get into a little closer detail. Okay, so first of all, many people will think, hey, if you digitize records, why are you doing it with Minidisc? Because Minidisc is using a loosey compression format similar to MP3, so that's definitely not the best way to do it, right? Wrong, because I'm not going to record on a standard Minidisc for the beginning, and I'm also not going to record in standard SP mode. So yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the disc we will be recording on. It's a 1 GB high MD. By the way, high MDs are not compatible with regular Minidisc devices. They can't be recorded, and they also can't be played back on regular Minidisc devices. But yeah, that's the disc that we are going to use to record our stuff on. And we record with this baby right here. It's a pretty cheap high MD recorder, but it works totally fine. So let's just pop in the disc. So now, like I already said, Minidiscs are usually recorded in a loosey compression format. So if I would record in standard SP mode on this high MD, I would be able to get, I think, something over 7 hours of music on this disc. But we are not going to record in standard SP mode or in high SP, as it's called here. So we are going to rec set and rec mode, and we're going to choose PCM, because PCM is a looseless recording format. So instead of getting 7 or over 7 hours of music on this disc, we will only be able to get, I think, 1.5 hours, because of course lossless formats are always bigger than lossy compression formats. So now it's set to PCM. So what else? Since we are recording from an analog source, we have to do something so that we don't get any clipping. By the way, those scratches have been here before. It's not because of the Minidisc recorder, just saying. So we have to do something to avoid clipping. So how do we do that? I think what we do is we go to rec set again, and we go to rec volume, and here cannot set. Okay, rec volume can only be set when I start the recording. So let's start the recording by pushing T mark and pause. So this way I have to get out of the menu first. Damn it. So now the recording has started, but it's paused right now. So now we can go to rec set and rec volume, and here we can choose between auto and manual. So which one is the best solution for us? I would say auto isn't really the best solution for us, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but that's just the way how I feel, and that's how I think that it works. So when we set this to auto, what it does is when we start the recording, it is recording it in the exact same volume as the source. So in this case, the turntable. And as soon as it detects that the volume gets too loud and it reaches a point where distortion or clipping could occur, I think it's everything over 0 dB or something like this, it automatically lowers the recording volume, so to avoid any clipping and stuff like this. But this sounds really stupid. I mean, the finished recording would sound really stupid. I think the finished recording would sound like as if you would listen to music, and then when the song starts to get louder, you turn down the volume so you don't distract or disturb your neighbors or something like this. And then when the loud part is over, you turn the volume back up. That's kind of like what this recording sounds. So every time you expect the song to get louder, because it builds up to the main part of the song or to its climax, every time you expect the song to get louder, it actually starts to get a little bit more quiet because the record volume is lowered. You know, and as soon as the loud part is over, the record volume is, you know, higher again, or it's set to the standard level again, and yeah, it just sounds stupid. So we choose manual. But if we choose manual, here we can now change the record volume. How can we avoid clipping if we set this thing to manual right now? So you should know your record very well, and you should also know the songs on this record. So what we do right now is we search for the loudest song on the record, and in this song we search for the loudest part so that we find the loudest point of this side of the record. Don't worry, I already cleaned this record, and I think the loudest point is right here. You can also sometimes see it. Yeah, this is, I think, the loudest point. And obviously this is way too loud, so that's why we lowered the record volume. So I would say this is a nice setting. So this way it will only record in a standard volume, but it doesn't get over this point. And that's basically what we want. So now we go back to the beginning of the record, and you know, it's hard to do it with one hand, but let's just start the recording right now and start playing the record. And it starts recording. So this will be one entire track of the whole side. So it's up to you if you want to set the track marks as it's recording and hit T mark every time you are in between two songs, or if you want to set the track marks after it's done recording. I think it's one about to come up. It's just a demonstration, so I don't care about this. So, and yeah, now it's recording. So that's for the recording part. But now we have to get those songs that we just recorded onto our hard drive. So let me show you how it's done. So in order to import our songs from the HiMD to the computer, we have to start our computer and start Sonic Stage and hook up our Minidisc recorder with the USB cable. And then we just choose the songs that we want to import and we click on import. But there is one more thing to do, because we want our songs to be future-proof, right? We want them to be in a lossless format, and we want them to be in a format which is supported by almost every media player that exists, and we want that our format is supported even after 10 years from now on. And if we import our songs right now, they are being imported as so-called OMA files, and I don't know how many media players support this format and how many will support it in the future. So before we import our songs, we go here and we go here, and then we check this little hook right here that tells us that after we imported all our songs to the hard drive, it automatically creates a WAV file from all those songs. So WAV is also a lossless format, and it's well known. It's supported by almost every media player, and I'm pretty sure it will be supported in 10 years from now on. So yeah, just make sure that this function is set. It also tells you where the WAV files are stored, and then you just start import your songs and choose the songs that you want to import. They are importing, and then it creates a WAV file, and you can erase those OMG files, or what were they called? Yeah, OMA files, and just keep the WAV files, and yeah, that's about it. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any suggestions or questions, leave a comment, and see you soon. Bye.